the demand, that awakens pure love with pure compassion of the soul. This is explained by His Holiness Radhana Swami in his quotes. So, just a minute. I need to start. Okay, it is live stream. So today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Sudama Jivan Prabhu from New Vrindavan now, and I will give Prabhuji's brief introduction. So His Grace Sudama Jivan Prabhu is a senior disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, and he is Brahmachari. He joined ISKCON in 1994 in Bangalore, but later he moved to ISKCON Mumbai and then uh, Pandharpur and Sholapur, like many places. He traveled for his preaching, and his specialty is he does Narsimha Yajna and all Yajna very nicely. And now currently he is serving in New Vrindavan. So we came. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, and Prabhuji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam 7.3.15 and 16. So Prabhuji, please take over the call if you are ready. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Mataji. Hare Krishna to everybody. So we will start with the verse. How do you do this, Mataji? Do you have the Kirtan, a short Kirtan of Jai Radha Madhava, or we go to the text directly?
Yeah, we do Mangala Charan and then
Okay.
to the text, and then you can
Yeah.
explain it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And the class will be for 45 minutes and then question
5 minutes.
answer session. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणम् परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम् श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टां स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यां ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सह गणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you for giving me this opportunity, for giving a class on this subject of Srimad Bhagavatam today. First of all, let me offer all of my obeisances to all the Vaishnavas present here. Please accept my obeisances, humble obeisances. And today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 3, Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. Text number 15 and 16. Uh, will there be a repetition of the shlokas?
Yes,
Great.
Prabhuji. It's on there.
Okay, okay. So
Just a minute.
please repeat.
Everybody. Yeah, just a minute, Prabhuji.
Nadadarsh.
Just a minute, Prabhuji. I'm opening the.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Another. Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Nadadarsh
Nadadarsha
pratichannam.
Pratityanam
Nadadarsh pratichannam.
Nadadarsha Pratityanam
Valmika
Valmika
तृणकीचकैः
Trinak Trunakicha Kaikihi
वल्मीकतृणकीचकैः
Valmika Titakaina Kaichiri
वल्मीकतृणकीचकैः
Valmi Katrunakicha Kaihi
पिपीलिकाभिर्
Pipilika Bhira
आचीर्णम्
Achirnam
पिपीलकाभिराचीर्णम्
Pipilaka Bhi Achirnam
मेधस्त्वन्
Nidhastvam
मांसशोणितम्
Mam Sashonitam
मेधस्त्वम् मांसशोणितम्
Medastvam Mam Sashonitam
तपन्तम्
Tapantam
तपसा लोकान्
Tapasalokam
तपन्तम् तपसा लोकान्
Tapantam Tapasalokam
यथा भ्रापिहितम्
Yatha Bhrapihitam
रविम्
Ravim
यथा भ्रापिहितम् रविम्
Yatha Bhrapihitam Ravim
विलक्ष्य
Vilaksha
विस्मितः प्राह
Vismitah Praha
असंस्तम्
Asastam
हंसवाहनः
Hansavanaha
असंस्तम् हंसवाहनः
Asamstam Hansavahanaha
न ददर्श प्रतिच्छन्नम्
Nadadarsha Pratichanam
वल्मीकतृणकीचकैः
Valmika Trunakai Chakihi
पिपीलिकाभिरचीर्णम्
Pipilika Bir Archinam
मेधस्त्वन्मांस शोणितम्
Medasvam Angsho Sashonitam
तपन्तम् तपसा लोकान्
Tapantam Tapasalokan
यथा भ्रापिहितम् रविम्
Yatha Bhrapihitam Ravim
विलक्ष्य विस्मितः प्राह
Vilakshya Vismitah Praha
असंस्तम् हंसवाहनः
Asastam Hansavahanaha
न ददर्श प्रतिच्छन्नम्
Nadadarsha Pratichanam
वल्मीकतृणकीचकैः
Valmika Trunaki Chakaihe
पिपीलिकाभिराचीर्णम्
Pipilika Bir Archinam
मेधस्त्वन्मांसशोणितम्
Medasvam Sashonitam
तपन्तम् तपसा लोकान्
Tapantam Tapasalokan,
यथा भापिहितम् रविम्
यथा प्रापिहितं रविम्
विलक्ष्य विस्मितः प्राह
विलक्ष्य विस्मितः प्राह
हसंस्तं हंसवाहनः।
असस्तं संसवाहनः।
Somebody please repeat.
Sorry, what you said, Prabhuji?
Sorry.
You said repeat, right?
Yeah, I said please lead the chant.
Chant. Okay. You want me to chant? Okay.
Yeah,
नददर्श प्रतीच्छन्नं वल्मीकतृणकीचकैः पिपीलिकाभिरार्चिनं मेदस्गम्मासशोणितम् तपन्तं तपसा लोकान् यथा भ्रापिहितं रविं विलक्ष्य विस्मितः प्राह हंसस्तं हंसवाहनः. हरे कृष्ण.
yes. Anybody else wants to chant the shloka? It is very important. It doesn't matter how we chant, even if it is a mistake or the pronunciations are wrong. It doesn't matter. But chanting every day one shloka is very, very important. We say Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So, if possible, others please lead the chant. Chant the shloka. That'll be wonderful. Does anybody want to try? Uh, Na, please repeat. Na,
Uh,
not.
Not
Dadarsha,
Dadarsha
sa.
Sa
Pratichannam,
Pratichanam
covered.
covered.
Valmika,
Valmika
by an anthill.
by an anthill.
Truna,
Truna
grass.
grass.
Kichakaihi,
Ichakaihi
and bamboo sticks.
and bamboo sticks.
Pipilikabihi,
Pipilikabihi
by the ants.
by the ants.
Achirnam,
Achirnam
eaten all around.
eaten all around.
Medaha,
Medaha
whose fat.
whose fat.
Twak,
Twaka
skin.
skin.
Mamsa,
Mamsa
the flesh.
the flesh.
Tonitam,
Tonitam
and blood.
and blood.
Tapantam,
Apantam
heating.
hitting.
Tapasa,
Tapasa
by a severe type of penance.
by a severe type of penance.
Lokan,
Lokan,
all the three words.
all the three words. Words.
Yatha,
Yatha,
just as.
just as.
Abha,
Abhra,
by clouds.
by clouds.
Apihitam,
Apihitam,
covered.
covered.
Ravim,
Ravim,
the sun.
the sun.
Vilakshya,
Vilaksha,
seeing.
seeing.
Vismitaha,
Vismitaha,
struck with wonder.
struck with wonder.
Raha,
Praha
said,
said,
Hasan,
Hasan
smiling,
smiling,
come
come
to him.
to him.
Hamsa Vahanaha,
Hamsavahanaha,
Lord Brahma,
Lord Brahma,
who rides a swan airplane.
who rides a swan airplane.
Translation: Lord
Translate.
Brahma, who is carried by a swan airplane, at first could not see where Hiranyakashipu was, for Hiranyakashipu's body was covered by an anthill and by grass and bamboo sticks, because Hiranyakashipu had been there for a long time. The ants had devoured his skin, fat, flesh, and blood. Then Lord Brahma and the demigods spotted him, resembling a cloud covered sun, heating all the world by his austerity. Struck with wonder, Lord Brahma began to smile and then addressed him as follows. Purport: the living entity can live merely by his own power, without the help of skin, marrow, bone, blood, and so on, because it is said, Asango hyama Asango hi ayam purushaha. The living entity has nothing to do with the material covering. Hiranyakashipu performed a severe type of tapasya, austerity, for many long years. Indeed, it is said that he performed the tapasya for 100 heavenly years. Since one day of the demigods equals 6 of our months, certainly this was a very long time. By nature's own way, his body had been almost consumed by earthworms, ants, and other parasites, and therefore even Brahma was at first unable to see him. Later, however, Brahma could ascertain where Hiranyakashipu was, and Brahma was struck with wonder to see Hiranyakashipu's extraordinary power to execute tapasya. Anyone would conclude that Hiranyakashipu was dead because his body was covered in so many ways. But Lord Brahma, the supreme living being in this universe, could understand that Hiranyakashipu was alive but covered by material elements. It is also to be noted that although Hiranyakashipu performed this austerity for a long, long time, he was nonetheless known as a Daitya and Rakshasa. It will be seen from verses to follow that even great saintly persons could not perform such a severe type of austerity. Why then was he called a Rakshasa and Daitya? It is because whatever he did was for his own sense gratification. His son Prahlada Maharaja was only 5 years old. And so, what could Prahlada do? Yet simply by performing a little devotional service according to the instructions of Narada Muni, Prahlada became so dear to the Lord that the Lord came to save him, whereas Hiranyakashipu, in spite of all his austerities, was killed. This is the difference between devotional service and all other methods of perfection. One who performs severe austerities for sense gratification is fearful to the entire world, whereas a devotee who performs even a slight amount of devotional service is a friend to everyone. Suhridam sarvabhutanam, since the Lord is the well-wisher of every living entity, and since a devotee assumes the qualities of the Lord, a devotee also acts for everyone's good fortune by performing devotional service. Thus, although Hiranyakashipu performed such a severe austerity, he remained a Daitya and a Rakshasa. Whereas Prahallada Maharaja, although born of the same Daitya father, became the most exalted devotee and was personally protected by the Supreme Lord. Bhakti is therefore called Sarvopadhi Vinirmuktam, indicating that a devotee is freed from all material designations, and Anyabhilashita Shunyam, situated in a transcendental position, free from all material desires. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Please repeat the translation. Lord Brahma, who is carried by a swan airplane, at first could not see where Hiranyakashipu was. For Hiranyakashipu's body was covered by an anthill and by grass and bamboo sticks. Because Hiranyakashipu had been there for a long time, the ants had devoured his skin, fat, flesh, and blood. Then Lord Brahma and the demigods spotted him, resembling a cloud covered sun, heating all the world by his austerity. Struck with wonder, Lord Brahma began to smile and then addressed him as follows. So, in this text, we see how, what do you call, Hiranyakashipu's austerity was. It was not ordinary austerity. He had been doing such a severe penance that his, what do you call, the tapashakti, what we call, his austerity was so severe that it was, there was a severe amount of heat which was being produced by his own body, by his tapas. This thing, he produced so much heat that not only the earthly inhabitants, but even devatas, because if you see in the previous verses, it is stated that because of the power of his severe austerities, all the rivers and oceans were agitated. The surface of the globe with its mountains and islands became trembling, and the stars and planets fell. All directions were ablaze. So it was like not just the earth, even the stars and planets were disturbed. They were all the other stars and planets, they got disturbed, and it was so much heat was generated that even devatas, the demigods, left the planets where they resided and went to the planet of Lord Brahma. They met Lord Brahma to inform the creator, because he is the creator of this world. When it comes to the material world, he is the creator, Lord Brahma. So first they approached Brahma to help them. They said, "O Lord, I mean, O Lord of the demigods, O Master of the universe, because of the fire emanating from Hiranyakashipu's head as a result of his severe austerities, we have become so disturbed that we could not stay in our planets but have come to you." So they also continue further to the uh, to pray to Lord Brahma, the chief of the universe, that if you think it proper, kindly stop these disturbances meant to destroy everything before all your obedient subjects are annihilated. So they all know what for Hiranyakashipu was meditating. It is not that the devatas were unaware of the reason, uh, what do you call, the reason for his meditation was very clear to the devatas also. So that is why they mention to Lord Brahma that yes, whatever austerity he has taken up, a most severe type of austerity, and his plan you already know. That is why they use the word, although his plan is not unknown to you, kindly listen as we submit his intention. They say the supreme person within this universe, Lord Brahma, has gotten his exalted post by dint of severe austerities, mystic power, and trance. Consequently, after creating the universe, he has become the most worshipable demigod within it. Since I am eternal and time is eternal, I shall endeavor for such austerity, mystic power, and trance for many, many births, and thus I shall occupy the same post occupied by Lord Brahma. So, this is the intention of Hiranyakashipu. What was his intention? that he was determined to occupy the position of Lord Brahma himself. So, by dint of my severe austerities, I shall reverse the results of pious and impious activities. I shall overturn all the established practices within this world. Even Dhruvaloka will be vanquished at the end of the millennium. Therefore, what is the use of it? I shall prefer to remain in the position of Brahma. That means that he took up this austerities, considering all the possibilities. He understood the material world is temporary. It is not a permanent position. Even if you go up to Dhruvaloka, even Dhruvaloka, the pole star, which we see eternally glowing, he said, no, even the Dhruvaloka has a time. So I do not want to go to a place where it is temporary. I want to stay in a permanent place. So he said, no, oh Lord, we have heard from reliable sources that in order to obtain your post, Hiranyakashipu is now engaged in severe austerity. You are the master of the three worlds. Please, without delay, take whatever steps you deem appropriate. So here they are praying that what do you call? We want you have to take up action now because you know that yes, he is already ready to take up your position. If you do anything, he will take up your position. You know that because that is the case of an sadhu. Sadhu. O Lord Brahma, your position within this universe is certainly most auspicious for everyone, especially the cows and brahmanas. Brahminical culture and the protection of cows can be increasingly glorified, and thus all kinds of material happiness, opulence, and good fortune will automatically increase. But unfortunately, if Hiranyakashipu occupies your seat, everything will be lost. So, what do you call? O king, being thus informed by the demigods, the most powerful Lord Brahma, accompanied by Bhrigu, Daksha, and other great sages, immediately started for the place where Hiranyakashipu was performing his penances and austerities. And how long has he been doing the austerities? He has been doing the austerity for 100 celestial years. Celestial years, Devata's years, he has been, what do you call, doing penances. So Prabhupada here mentions how much is one day of the Devatas is 6 months of ours is one day. That is the Uttarayana, which we are currently is the daytime of Devatas. And similarly, such is their nighttime. When it comes to Dakshinayana, when the sun starts moving towards southern hemisphere, then it becomes night time for them. So when the sun enters Mithuna Rashi, from Mithuna to Dhanur Rashi, it is what do you call? It is the night time when the sun moves from Mithuna Rashi to Dhanur Rashi. It is called as Dakshinayana. And once it enters Dhanur Rashi, then it becomes Uttarayana. That is when we say Dhanurmasa starts. Dhanurmasa starts, and all the temples during that time in India opens early. Even though generally you see the temples open, even many of the temples, even if they open by 7 or 8 in the morning, during Dhanurmasa, they take up austerity. What do you call? They open very early in the morning. But still, they do not open too early. They open at least by 5:30. By 5:30, when we were children, uh, what we used to do was, and in that time, what happens is in every temple, morning itself they give hot prasadam. Hot prasadam will be served for everybody. When we were children, that is our favorite this thing to go to temple. Reason to go to temple was because we get hot prasadam like pongal or else lemon rice, curd rice, they used to make and they serve during Dhanurmasa, which is considered as the Brahmya Muhurta. Brahmya Muhurta, that is why Andal also says, Margalit Tingal Madinirainda Nannalal. So even this thing she says, yes, we have to wake up very early in the morning of Dhanurmasa, which is the Brahmya Muhurta for the Devatas. We should utilize that time to get more spiritually enlightened. So, but here what we are seeing is one such year makes 1 day, 1 year of ours makes 1 day of Devatas. So Hiranyakashipu did tapasya for so many years, 100 such years. 100 means 365 days makes 1 year. So 365 years of ours is 1 day, 1 year of Brahma. 365, 365 into how many? It's a very, very huge lifespan if we are talking about. And Hiranyakashipu was sitting in one place. He is sitting in one place. That means we can understand his lifespan was not short. His lifespan also was such a huge lifespan. I mean, not only doing meditation sitting in one place, he was not even what do you call getting up for a food or water. And in general sense, we may think it is very, very difficult. What do you call by not having food, but if you know the science behind how to what do you call manage our physical body, we can it is a science. It is a science wherein a person can stay without eating food. Without eating food. I have met an 85-year-old person who does not eat or drink any water, and it is not now. It is Mataji, German Mataji. She has not eaten or drunk food for more than 40 years now. 40 to 45 years, and many scientists, doctors, they are all researched on how she is able to survive without having food or water. But they are practically, what do you call, practically they have understood, no, it is beyond the explanation of science, beyond the explanation of science. And I have met also many, many people who do not eat and drink. They just stay based on the prana available in this universe. So if you see, there is one more method called as solar gazing. Solar gazing is also one more method by which the requirement of our body is just obtained by watching the sun. That also not for many years, just for few days. If you know how to scientifically look at the sun, all the energy which is needed for a person throughout his life can be achieved by sun, looking at the sun, and there are people who are still doing it. So if you go through the internet, that is a better option. You will see the process, how it can be done, and how you can achieve that state. But what we are talking about is, in spite of doing all these exercises, what is the ultimate reality? Ultimate reality is whatever is created has a destruction. So if we understand that yes, this body is created, then this body also has a time limit. It has a destruction. Maybe it has, when it is created, maybe it has a lifespan of 100 years or 1,000 years or lakhs of years. But at the end of it, we have to see that the body is destroyed. When we come to this material world, that is the science that yes, life is temporary. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. So Here, Hiranyakashipu wanted a permanent lifespan. He said, no, I want to be eternal. Even though he thought Brahma is eternal, Brahma's lifespan is also not eternal. Brahma's lifespan, which is very, very huge, in spite of that being huge, he also has a lifespan of 100 years, 100 years of his lifetime. So, this is such a huge this thing that what do you call Hiranyakashipu did tapasya for 100 years to attain that what do you call the state of immortality. I have seen so many this thing. I have traveled extensively. I have been what do you call? I have traveled extensively to research on this science. I have met so many sadhus and so many austere people doing tapasyas. Met so many Babajis staying in the Himalayas and different what do you call forests in India. But yes, I have seen they are such great, wonderful sadhus you can meet who have given up their life and attain another body, and again they continue from where they have started. They realize, they know their past, present, future, but they say, no, whatever we do, our life is not eternal as long as we have this material body. Only when we give up this body and we come to the original position of understanding who are we, that is the ultimate reality, the ultimate understanding question one has to ask is, who am I? Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. What is that? This thing, Atato Brahma Jignasa. Atato Brahma Jignasa. As long as I do not have that Brahma Jignasa as to understand who I am the Atma, Atma. And if I am an Atma, am I the Supreme? Am I the Supreme? Is the next question. And what is the answer to that question is no, I am an Atma. There is something called as Paramatma. Paramatma is the Supreme. And does that Paramatma have a form? What are the pastimes of the Paramatma? When a person understands everything, that is complete knowledge. And then what happens? That is when Krishna states, Yatra gatvana nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Where once you enter, you will not come back. That is the promise Krishna gives, that yes, there is an eternal abode. You want to be eternal, then in this material world is not the place for you. Material world, you can have a huge lifespan, which can go to millions and millions of yugas like Brahma's age, Brahma's lifespan. But even that is temporary. But you want a lifespan which is eternal, and not just eternal. Eternally, if you are unhappy, what is the use? He says, no, there you are completely in bliss, always bliss. It is Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that in that place, each and every step, even here, when we are following this Bhakti Yoga, each and every step we take in this Bhakti Yoga is relishing. It is very tasty. It is relishing. We are always happy. We want to continue it further. We want to continue it further every day. I see all of you have come this morning time to attend this class. Why do we attend this? Because we enjoy. It is not that we have come here just to, what do you call, just because of an order. No, it is not just the order. Order, if we want to follow for a few days, we may follow, or for a few years, we may follow. And then we'll feel, no, now I want to retire. I want a retired life. But in bhakti, what is retired life? In bhakti, as long as we are doing bhakti, we want to serve the Lord. And when we retire, what do we want? Again, still we want to do service to the Lord. So that is the ultimate this thing. But Hiranyakashipu did not know this thing of bhakti. He did not know what devotion is. Even though he was trying to do such a severe penance, what was his ultimate reality? The ultimate reality was that he wanted to take on the position of the same person whom he was worshipping. He was worshipping to Lord Brahma to get his own position of Brahma so that he can throw away Brahma and he can become Brahma. And this intention, it is not that it was unknown to the Devatas or to Brahma. It was very clear for them. But still, in order to save the entire universe, Brahma had to appear. So I think I will stop here. Does anybody have any questions or doubts? I think I extended the time limit of what was given to me. Sorry for that. Does anybody have any questions or comments on this?
No, Prabhuji, you can speak if you want to, because till 8:15, and then we can have
Oh,
question answer.
okay, okay. So here, Hiranyakashipu, the major this thing of Hiranyakashipu was that he was not a devotee. He was not a devotee. That is why here it is mentioned in the purport. Prabhupada says, even though Prahlad Maharaj was a small boy, he did not, do any such austerities or such severe penances as what Hiranyakashipu had done. But still, whenever there was a problem for Prahalada, Lord himself came to protect him, came to protect him. So that is the greatness of a devotee when compared to a a yogi. So what does Krishna says further in Bhagavad Gita, that yoginam api sarvesha madgate antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yoma same yukta tamo mataha. So Krishna here is telling that of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So here, uh, what do you call? Krishna, he's personally telling that of all the yogis, one who thinks of me is the greatest. One who thinks of me is the greatest. That is why Prabhupada here wanted us to always remember Krishna. That is why, I always have saw this thing thought up and love the term Prabhupada used for this society. He did not name it anything, but he named it as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. That consciousness term Prabhupada made is such an amazing thing that he wanted us to always be conscious of Krishna, always conscious of Krishna, that whether I am eating, whether I am sleeping, whether I am walking, whether I am working, whatever I do, I should always remember Krishna. That is why Prabhupada named it such wonderfully that he used the term as consciousness. Consciousness is the greatest term, which means that I am conscious of Krishna at all time. So 24/7, he says, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So we should always be in remembrance of Krishna. And Prabhupada taught it in a very simple and easy way. He said, have prasadam, Krishna prasadam. When we eat only Krishna prasadam. And when we are talking only Krishna katha. And we are chanting always Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the 16th round Prabhupada made, for us to get used to that constant chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. It is not that we have to stop at 16, but we have to slowly come to a point wherein we are always remembering Krishna. We have to be 24/7. Our only thought should be Krishna. Even though I am working, what am I working for? It is not that we are all in the temple, but wherever we are, whatever service we are doing, it doesn't matter whether I am at home, whether I am in temple. Even in being in a temple, as long as my consciousness is not Krishna conscious, it doesn't make any sense. I am thinking of so many worldly things. Just physically, I am being present in a temple doesn't mean anything. At the same time, if I stay at home, but I am practicing Krishna consciousness. I am working. I am thinking, yes, this is a service Krishna has given to me. Krishna has given me this job. Whether I am doing an IT professional or a healthcare professional or whatever my profession can be, it doesn't matter. What is a profession? Profession has got nothing to do with my spiritual life. But that same profession is helping me to become a better devotee. It is helping me because what is the ultimate reality is when the stomach is empty, I cannot think of Krishna. We are not Hiranyakashipu wherein we can I don't eat, but still I'm able to think of God. Let us be come to reality. The reality is I should have a comfortable food. I need to have a food. I need to have a life. Then what happens? I can think of Krishna, and Krishna is providing us with an opportunity. So we should utilize it. We should think, yes, Krishna, thank you for providing me this job, this thing, so that I can serve you more better. And we have to understand whatever service we do, whatever work we do, it is all destined to us by the Lord. Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. That is the saying of Krishna, that karma is our right. It is our right to do. It is like we call Swaraj is our birthright. So karma, to do activity is our birthright. And nobody can escape doing any activity. Somebody cannot say, no, I do not want to do any activity. I will just sleep. Even sleeping is an activity. It's an activity. To gain something, we have to give something. So if you want to take a breath, what should we give out? We have to give out a breath first. Only when you exhale can you take in a breath again. Right? We can one anybody do only inhalation and no exhalation? It is impossible. It is impossible for anybody to do that. So the karmic this thing is we have to give something to the society, so we get return from the society. So what should we do? We have to offer whatever talents we have in the service of the Lord. So the Lord has created so many services, variegated services. We have to offer it to the Lord, and we have to always what do you call think that this opportunity is provided to me by the Lord. He has given me a family. He has given me children. I have to maintain them. It is my responsibility to take care of my family and see that I put the seed of Krishna bhakti in each and every person I meet. So always ensure that we teach our children good moral values, uh, good education, good teaching of along with the material education. We definitely need material educations. So along with that, we also need to teach Krishna Bhakti. We have to ensure that everybody chants at least a few rounds of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, so that they can perfect their life. They can perfect their life. So with this, I think I will stop here. And if anybody wants to say, have any comments or questions, you can ask. Hare Krishna. Does anybody have anything to say?
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji, my Danat Pranam.
Okay, please go ahead,
Hare
Mata. No problem.
My Danat Pranam to you and all the devotees on the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida. So yes, Prabhuji, what a wonderful class. We were so glad to hear you for the first time. And I really liked that when you were reading very slowly. So that way, we were able to understand and concentrate on the purport and translation. So thank you so much for that, because sometimes
Thank you.
it just yeah. And
Because Prabhupada said, I have put my blood into writing all this, so we have to understand each and every word. He says, read. If you do not understand, read the purport repeatedly. So I usually go slowly because we can grasp what Prabhupada wants to say. It's very, very important. Yes, Mataji, thank you. Thank you for that.
and Prabhuji, like what we are understanding, like our purport is so much connected to we went through the appearance day of Lord Narasimha Dev. So like what I understand is from all that I've heard and through the Bhagavatam class going on this whole week, like the thing is that is the Bhagavatam trying to tell us that so much of austerity is done for sense gratification, and Hiranyakashipu he's like an example of it. I mean, it's if we think of it, the kind of austerity he was doing, just to like is that the crux of the whole thing, that because he was asking for so many boons, and I should not die and this and that. So is it like all connected to basically sense gratification only, that he was doing all this? And I just wanted to if you can little bit you know specify on that, why he was doing all this stuff, so much so, and of course we know he was against um, Vishnu, very much against Vishnu. But at the same time, like um I was just thinking that it's like too much to do, for like, I mean, even in the Kali Yuga now, people don't do so much of sense gratification, so much of austerity he did just for sense gratification.
True, but I have met many people who do so much of austerity. We don't find everybody, even in Hiranyakashipu's time. It is not that everybody in that age was doing such a severe austerity. Only Hiranyakashipu's name is mentioned. Right, Mataji. So it is
Yes,
not that everybody
but
will undergo such severe austerity. It's only rarest of the rare, very rare, wherein a
very well.
person gives up his life. No, I want to do this. So much of austerity, tapasya. Okay, and where was he doing this austerity and tapasya? Where was he doing this?
In the forest?
In a forest, in a jungle.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
even when Brahma and the Devatas came, they could not find him because anthill had grown. The termites had built their house on him, and he had lost his what do you call flesh, bones, flesh and skin were eaten up. Blood was not there, but still he was just maintaining his body on the bones. Okay, such severe austerity is not possible by all. That is why his name is there in the Bhagavatam, because he was this thing, what do you call? But what was his ultimate aim of doing all these austerities? Was it to obtain bhakti? His aim was not to obtain bhakti. He wanted an eternal life. He knew that tapasya is the only way he can get that. He can get the boon of Brahma very easily by doing meditation. So, yes, sense gratification is the major reason for him, not just being sense gratification. He wanted name, fame, power, position, and and that too in a not a temporary format, but he wanted it eternal. If you see this thing, people are generally worried about the navagrahas, the 9 planets. Everybody is afraid of the 9 planets, but he wanted them to be his servants. So what did he make? He make them as what do you call footsteps to his throne. When he climbed the throne, he would climb up on all these planets and sit on his throne. So that was his position. He had what do you call become so much powerful that he said that now I am God because I have no more death. I should be worshipped. So all this thing, what do you call Narasimha Jayanti? What we used to do, we used to worship. If you remember, Om Shri Narasimha Yanamaha, Om Mahasimha Yanamaha, Om Divya Simha Yanamaha, Om Ugra Simha Yanamaha. All these are closed. At his time, it was only Hiranyakashipuaya Namaha, Om Hiranyakshaya Namaha. All these things. Okay, so only there was Sahasranama of Hiranyakashipu. There was Ashtotra of Hiranyakashipu. Every temple did not have the this thing, any devatas. It was only Hiranyakashipu everywhere. All the temples, everything. If you see the story of Hiranyakashipu, you will be amazed. And that too, he did not rule the earth for very short time. He did it for Mahayugas. That means all the 4 yugas put together, he ruled for many yugas like that. So he was so powerful. Nobody could hurt him in any way. Nobody could hurt him in any way. So that was this thing. But still, our Vedic culture is so strong that in spite of that, we got back our Sanatana Dharma. All the Vedas were restored even after his demise. The entire Vedic scriptures are again restored. So even after that, it is not that we forgotten about Lord Krishna or Vishnu or Narayana, but ultimately what he wanted to do was he wanted all the worships to stop and only worship of Hiranyakashipu. That's why we think, even though we can consider the current scenario, we may feel, no, if we live for a few more years, we will lose all our Vedic culture is completely baseless. It's completely baseless because the Vedic system, the Sanatana Dharma, is eternal and it is ever existing. Other things can come in between and go, but Sanatana Dharma is always present. So even Hiranyakashipu, in spite of doing so much of tapasya, that was for material sense gratification, name, fame, power, position. All this is what everybody wants. All the humans, all the living entity. We all want that. We all want something which is eternal position, eternal name, eternal fame. And Hiranyakashipu did get that. Even today, we are talking about Hiranyakashipu's story. We are discussing about him. That shows, even though he was not in the right path, but still, somehow his name is eternal. Not in the right way, but in the wrong way. Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Was it?
Thank you so
This
much,
is what.
Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
It,
Yeah.
it satisfied my question, and one more question is coming to me. Maybe we
Yeah.
can make like a comparative study when we talk
Hmm.
about Kamsa and we talk about
Hmm.
Ravana.
Hmm.
Now, even they were doing some austerity to the demigods like Lord Shiva, or I
Yes.
don't know,
Yes.
I'm not recollecting right
Yes.
now. And
Yes.
were
Yes.
they also doing it for sense gratification, or for like for becoming eternal and gratifying their senses, and thinking that they are all in all? Because can you a little bit emphasize on that
Hey,
also, if you can?
uh, it is not about just about this thing. Even in the path of devotion, Prabhupada
Hmm,
says that we always have to be very, very cautious. Forget about the Asuras or Ravana, Kumbhakarna or Kamsa. All these are all secondary. Even in our devotional service, Prabhupada says that there are hindrances in the path of devotion. That
hmm,
puja, labha, pratishta, kutinati, jiva, himsa, all these things Prabhupada says will come in the path of devotional service. When a person is doing devotional service, we always feel, no, I need a position now. After some time, they'll feel, hey, why should I always be a devotee? I need a position. I need power. I need to show my this thing, talent. I'm not being exhibited properly. I mean, how long can I be under somebody? Oh, all these new people are coming, they are getting positions. I am still where I am. I mean, I feel sad. No, this is what Prabhupada says. These are all puja, labha, pratishtha, all these things comes on the path of devotional service. It comes to the level of going to hurt another devotee, jiva himsa. He says, yes, we can also get to the point of hurting another person. This is the trick of Maya. We have to understand that this is the trick of Maya to keep us bound to this world, even though we feel that no, I have completely moved out. As long as I do not become humble, Trinadapi Shunichena Taroriva Savishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadaharihi. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. No, we have to be like that, tolerant than a tree and humble than a blade of grass. Then we should not this thing that whether people respect me or they derogate me. It should not matter. My only wish is to constantly serve you. Until and unless I come to that service attitude to the Lord, whatever we do, it is just we are in the clutches of Maya. If I feel, oh, that person is taking my position, or I am going to, he's going to be behind my position, name, fame. Oh, I am doing this, but he's getting the name, she is getting the name. All these things are just a temporary, temporary subject matter. Temporary subject matter, and we are not focusing on the eternal aspect. What is that eternal aspect? Eternal aspect is Jivera Swarupahaya Krishnera Nityadhas. I am eternally an eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gopika Bhartu Padakamalayur Dasa Dasanu Dasaha. That is my real Swarupa. Is I am an eternal servitor of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. It is not just verbal. We have to understand that, yes, this is the reality. So if somebody is there, I should be happy. Even a new person coming into devotional life, if he's chanting Hare Krishna, and or else forget about chanting Hare Krishna. If he is thinking, okay, I want to chant Hare Krishna, we should be ready to serve them. We should be ready to serve them. So that is the thing. So the name, fame, position is all this thing to keep us in the clutches of Maya. So all this Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Kamsa, what are they representing? We have to understand that each and every one of us carry the same attitude of Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Kamsa, Ravana, Kumbhakarna. We all carry the same attitude. Yes, I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy. That is I, me, mine. We all have that. We have to get rid of that. That is what is being taught. I, me, mine. As long as we do not get out of this clutches, it is very difficult for us to understand what is the reality. So Maya gives us all these things to. It is the duty of Maya. Durga Devi, she has a duty that yes, she has to see that I do not go out of this material world until and unless I am purified, I am perfect. So she keeps us bound to this world. And once I become pure, then she allows me, yes, now you are ready to go. It is not that she wants to keep us here, but she wants to purify us. So she teaches us through different ways. So we should not get caught up by this. That's why Prabhupada says that you have to walk this path very, very carefully. It is like walking on a sharp razor's edge. So we have to keep our foot very cautiously. Yes, Mataji. Sorry. Is it
Thank you.
clear or
Thank you so much,
was
Prabhuji.
it
Yes,
not?
yes, yes. No, no,
Yes.
no, no. Perfectly clear.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice. I really appreciate your class, and my humble request, Prabhuji, that please, if you can give your association to us, although I should
Yes.
be, giving seva, but once a month, and I think I have to talk to Shamarasika Mataji. But
Yes.
I really enjoyed your class and your association. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Wonderful class. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Please
Krishna,
accept my
Prabhu.
humble
Hare Krishna.
obeisances.
Hare
All
Krishna,
glories to
Prabhu.
Srila
Hare
Prabhupada and Raman. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, it was wonderful and nectarian to hear you today morning. And also, I would like to mention it was a very pleasant weekend. We were there in Vrindavan, and it was such a austere Homa Havan you did, and Narsima Yagnya. So it was really, really very well. As I said, the even Mataji just now mentioned the way you are placing the mantras, it makes us to understand. So that is more important, like what is delivered. If what is written, and it is not delivered properly, then it's very difficult to understand. So, and that's what I felt yesterday when the Nasima Yagya was over, and then I was about to inform you that. But yeah, it was really nice, Prabhuji, and thank you. And
Thank
as
you. Thank
Mataji
you,
said,
Prabhu.
please come on our conference call every like at least once in a month will definitely help us to. Yeah.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure. The nice opportunity and nice association. Thank you again.
Yes, Prabhuji,
Thank you,
please.
Mataji, Shamarasika Mataji. I mean, she asked me, yes, thanks a lot, Mataji, for giving this opportunity. Thank you. Yes,
Thank you, Prabhuji. That was such
Hare
a
Krishna.
wonderful class. And I
Thank you.
just requested you, only immediately you said yes. So that was your greatness.
We have to take up an opportunity to preach wherever we
Yes.
get opportunity. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
That's
today,
our duty. Prabhupada wanted us to preach. Yes, so
yes,
wherever we
Prabhuji.
have opportunity, we do that. Yes, Mataji. Yeah,
Thank you. So not
thank
once a
you.
month, Prabhuji, twice a month, please come. And
Okay, Mataji. Sure.
and
Sure.
yeah. So anybody has any question or comment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Always
Hare
good
Krishna,
class.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Such a nice
Hare.
class. Thank you for your enlightening and purifying attention.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So nicely explained. I have one question regarding the keeping the prana in the without the without the other elements like you have this Ayurveda, we have this the it's called the tissue, right? Tissue means I think it's called the bone is one of the tissues, and the flesh is one of the tissues, and kapha is one of the so
Layer.
without the other tissues, only with the bone tissue, how is it possible to keep the, is it that conscious? I mean, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Srotam Strotam Chakshus Pashanam Chadasanam Ghanam Evacha Adhishthaya Manasya Vishani Poso. So yeah, there are living entities in the sun planet also, in the fire. So their body is made of fire because their consciousness was like that. But just a minute. Without the consciousness.
You are muted, Prabhu. Sorry.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So actually, Prabhu's question is nice. He is asking us, we have different layers of body. How is it possible that with only a bone is not even considered as a body? How can Kashipu maintain it? Is it not right? Is that your question, Partha Prabhu?
I think Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna,
Partha
Prabhuji.
Prabhu is muted here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so how is it possible
Yeah.
to retain without
So if we are knowing this, actually what we are talking about is the gross body. You are talking about the gross body. Okay. What is the gross body made up of? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that life forms are made up of 8 what do you call different elements. What are those elements? Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kammanor buddhirevacha ahankara vitiyam me bhinna prakriti rashtadha. He said that what do you call earth, water, fire, air, and sky. These are the 5 gross elements. Apart from this, there is mind, intelligence, and ego, which is 3 subtle elements. Subtle elements, which is what we are all made up of. So what happens is, even if I do not have a gross body, I can still maintain myself with the subtle body. That is mind, intelligence, and ego. Mind, intelligence, and ego is carried from one life to another life. That is also being carried. Even though my gross body dies, my mind, intelligence, and ego does not die. That's why sometimes I carry the intelligence and the mindset of my previous life also. Sometimes we get this knowledge from the previous life, certain of our knowledge. So Here, what he was still, he had the bones within him. So it is not that it is completely lost. Even if a bone is not there, Parakaya Pravesha. Have you heard of Parakaya Pravesha? That means they leave one body and enter another body. Okay, how do they do that? How do they do that is because they go along with the subtle body. The subtle body, they leave the gross body and enter another body. When they enter, how do they transfer? What do they transfer? Is it the Atma only going? No, it also carries the subtle element. That subtle element is the mind, intelligence, and ego. Because this knowledge, they can again bring it back, like Shankaracharya did once when he was questioned, because you are a sannyasi, you never had a family life. How can you talk about a grahastha life? So Shankaracharya did the Parakaya Pravesha. Yeah. So the subtle body is always constant. Wherever we go, we carry the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and ego. That is why he had. That's why he knew. Because he had the mind, he had the intelligence, and he had the ego also with him. That is why when Brahma came, he did not ask for bhakti. He asked for eternity. Yes, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Artha,
Hare
Prabhu?
Krishna
Yeah.
Prabhuji, this is Geeta.
Hare
So
Krishna.
I just wanted to ask you that what about the causal body? I thought consciousness is covered by three bodies, right?
Hmm. 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 Explain to me furthermore, Mataji, please.
So the conscious body is the causal body, sorry, the Karan Sharir. So that was there, or that was not there in case of Hiranyakashipu?
It can be there. Because we are talking about the gross body here. The gross body, everything was gone.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Here the gross body is gone. What was only left was bones for him.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. We are talking about the gross body. We are not talking about the subtle bodies.
Right. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Yes. Anybody else has anything else to add here?
So another question, Prabhuji, in Kali Yuga,
Yes.
like you said, a lot of people are doing austerities even nowadays. So how, I mean, on a very average, I mean, like in this case, he lasted for so long without, food or anything. I mean, I don't know, like how long can people today, in today's time, last without eating anything?
I told you, I have a friend who is not eaten for 40 years.
Oh my.
Okay, still very active, still very active. I mean, even at the age of 80, 85 now, I think, still she plays, tennis. Very
Really?
active. Yeah. Tennis and all. She's a German Mataji. She's a German Mataji. I've met many people like that. I've met many people. Okay. They just sustain on prana. They have learned how to sustain only by accepting prana. So they just live by breathing. There are two these things. One is called as breatharian, who just takes the energy from the breath. Two methods which I know. One is a breatharian and one is the solar gazing. They call it as sun gazing, solar gazing. Okay. Through sunlight, they take the energy. Okay. Both the things you can Google, you will get the answer if you want to, if you are interested. But for us, it doesn't matter, because for us, more important is to please Krishna.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have got nothing to do with that. But yes, that's also a science.
Yeah, but the
That's
thing is,
also a
I'm just
science.
asking because we people, for one day fast also gets difficult,
We
I
find
mean,
it difficult. Yes, true. True.
yeah.
Forget about one day. For me, even one time, if I miss, I feel very difficult. Yes, true.
And Prabhu,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji, Danda.
Yes,
This
true.
Krishna says in that in the austerities is the mode of ignorance. So,
Yes.
super soul is also affected. Super soul also So unless these sustaining on the prana, solar gazing, breatharian,
Yes.
so are they in the mode of ignorance, the tapasya in the mode of ignorance?
I have no idea, Prabhu. Sorry, I cannot comment on something which I am not aware of. Okay, maybe they are in ignorance because they do not know that there is a Supreme Lord existing, or else maybe they know the Supreme Lord exists and they are doing it as a service. So that eating time I can do for Krishna. Because I've seen that they also offer food to Krishna. They don't eat, but they cook for the family.
Okay.
Right, Prabhu?
Mm-hmm. This is wonderful. I've never come across
yes.
people not eating for 45 years.
Oh, you can see it's all there in the Google. I know so many varieties, different categories of people. I have been traveling extensively, Prabhu. I used to go inside the Himalayan jungles, go sit with them, talk to them. It's very this thing. I have done extensive research in those subjects, little bit. Yes. So it is nice to meet them, see how they eat, what they eat. It's really very, very this thing.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have
Yes.
questions. We eat food and drink.
Yes.
With some thoughts. We cook food. Our thoughts also affect our food.
Correct.
And
Consciousness.
water.
Yes.
Our thought affect water. I
Yes.
am standing here, but water is
Mm.
in front of me. It's a capture our thought.
Correct.
So if we
Yes.
drink and eat, it also
Mm.
affecting our bhakti.
Yes. Correct.
So how to learn live life without food and water? Do you know,
Yeah.
Prabhuji?
I see. My aim here is not teach that. My this thing here is to talk about Krishna. We are
Okay.
here to become more Krishna conscious. For us, the simple method thought for us to purify the food under this thing is by offering it to Krishna first. Prabhupada taught us, and it is not a joke. It is not a joke because when Prabhupada started this movement, as we all know, who were the first batch of disciples Prabhupada had? What were they into? Prabhupada, when he came here, he had a group of people who were hippies. Okay, and what were they doing? They were not what do you call having food. I mean, they were not sober. They were not sober. What were they? They were all addicts. They were into drugs. They were into all illicit affairs. They were into anything you name it wrong. They had done that. Okay, but they left everything and they started serving Srila Prabhupada. What is the greatness there? What is the miracle that Prabhupada did? Prabhupada did only one thing, was to give them Krishna Prasad. Prabhupada always say that Prasade Sarva Dukkhanam Hani Rasyopajayate. So Krishna himself there states Prasada here is mercy of Krishna. So what we talk about Prasada is also a mercy of Krishna. So just by having it as a prasadam, our consciousness is purified. But when we have it as bhoga, then it remains our consciousness is what you call is in a covered mode. Are you getting it?
Yes, I
Yes,
get.
Mataji.
Yes,
So our ultimate aim is not in stopping to eat or stopping to drink or not sleeping. We are not Gudakesha. What we should be doing is we should more focus on how to serve Krishna. I mean, I need food to eat to serve him. I will eat. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said to his disciples, see, if by fasting on Ekadashi you are not able to do service, forget such fasting. Have food on Ekadashi, but for us, preaching is more essential. Do service to Krishna. That is more important.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, we said we should pray to Krishna. It's said in our Prabhupada said, and in our Indian culture said that. I know that, but I have that questions. We serve to God, and we get control in our taste senses, right? I know that because it's a, and we serve to God, it's a purify, and we get senses. But it why Jains sadhu sant live food and live many years without food and water, and they do fast, and why?
Why we have no answer to a why? It is there following.
Bec-
Yes. I mean, why they are leaving food and living for long? We cannot answer that question because
Okay,
that is their life, their practice.
okay,
Okay, what are we more interested in practicing? Are we interested in a long life, or are we interested in having a quality life with Krishna?
okay.
That is more important question to ask. I mean, whatever lifespan I have, am I dedicating it to Krishna? That is more important. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. So we have to focus on the quality of life with Krishna. That means whatever time I have, I'm spending more time with Krishna. Not more time, all the time, 24/7, I am serving with Krishna. I am serving Krishna. I am remembering Krishna. I am chanting Krishna's name. So that is what is called as Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So there are two kinds of Bhagavata. One is the living Bhagavata and another is the book Bhagavata. Okay, living Bhagavata is serving the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, he is the only living Bhagavata we all know who existed recently, right? Who was
yes.
completely dedicated for Krishna Bhakti. Okay, so we have to serve his instructions. Whatever Prabhupada has said, we have to do that. And another is the Buddha Bhagavata. So every day, because we have a Runa obligation to the rishis, we have to read the scriptures. So we read the Bhagavatam. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, Mataji?
Prabhuji, I
We-
wanted to add one thing to Mataji's
Yeah.
query question.
Mm.
Like Srila
Um,
Prabhupada would say that, the process of bhakti is so simple, like, you can sit and chant. So instead of, like you can catch your ear straight like this. But in the material world, people want to catch the other ear, and they want that, they should be told to do like severe austerity and all those
Correct.
things which have no connection to Krishna. And then they are like, oh yeah, now I've done something. So
Correct.
one of Prabhupada's lecture, he was
True.
laughing and saying this. Yeah. So, I mean, just like what
No, that's
Mataji was
true.
saying,
What
that
you're
all these,
saying is correct.
yeah, yeah,
Because
all
ultimate
these things we are
reality is we
doing.
have to come out of this bodily concept. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
simple and easy
yes,
form is do it simple. See, the problem with us is simple things does not attract us.
means
Okay.
uh, uh,
We are more
means
So there's
fascinated
our
another
by
saying,
the difficult things. Yes.
Prabhuji, we often hear
but
that the Krishna consciousness is simple for the simple minded, but for the complicated
Yes,
minded, it
true.
becomes very complicated. So I
Yes.
don't mean to
Yes.
say
No,
it
we
for anyone
always
this, but
keep in search. No,
yeah,
we keep
very
searching, right?
simple.
Different things. I mean, I have met people. I mean, you may not believe they sit under water and do tapasya inside a river. I have met people who sit inside a river for 6 months and they do tapasya. They don't come out. How do they hold the breath
Hmm.
inside the water? It's so amazing. And sometimes they sit in fire. Okay, fire. Fire means not just lighting a fire on the sides. They light up a huge fire and they just sit inside the fire. And their students come and keep putting the woods every few days. This thing, they come and keep putting the wood so that it does not stop burning. So, I mean, such severe austerities, yes, Hatha Yoga is all about that. All about that, Hatha Yoga. Okay. But Bhakti Yoga is the sublime process wherein very easily whatever they attain, with all those tapasya, so this thing, we go a step higher in attaining that. They also know that. They also say Bhakti Yoga is this thing, but they like doing Hatha. They like that. Yeah.
Means
Yeah, I think Mataji was saying something. Yeah.
Yes.
Means we chant Hare Krishna, jap,
Hmm.
16 mala.
Yes.
It's affect
Yes.
our internal body,
Yes.
and
Yes.
slowly our all tissues
Hmm.
get that name, and we
Yes.
go
Yes.
ahead in
Yes.
our spiritual life.
True. And it is not slowly. As you said, no, instantly. The
Instantly.
moment I chant Krishna, I am associating with Krishna because the name and form are not different for Krishna. Okay. So we don't have to wait time. I mean, I chant Krishna, Krishna is here. It is only for me to realize that Krishna is there. That takes time. Are you getting it?
Yes, I getting it. And then you
Okay,
solve
that
my
is only
query
my
clearly.
realization which is taking time because I am covered by Maya, but Krishna is present. The moment I say Krishna, Krishna is present. Nam akari bahuda nija sarva shaktihi is completely potent and each and every name of Krishna.
You
Okay,
solve my
for us
query.
it takes time. Yeah?
You solved my query. I had questions from few days, and it's
Okay.
inside of me, and you solved my query today, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
So
Krishna.
what you're
Also,
saying,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji, is that Lord Krishna is there as soon as we call him, right? That's what.
Yes.
Whether we are able
Krishna.
to.
Yes. Correct. Krishna. That is why we say, what do you call? We always, Prabhupada wanted us to chant the Krishna's name so that slowly, at least, we get to know that Krishna is there in his name. Krishna and his name are not different. We have to get used to him. So that at the time of death, we are able to call Krishna and Krishna comes to take us.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So,
Hare
if
Krishna.
you have some time, can you please let us know how you came into Krishna consciousness and became a
Yes, maybe.
brahmachari?
Yes, next time maybe. Next time I'll
Yes.
definitely we can talk about
Yeah.
this.
I
Yes.
know it's 9 o'clock, almost 9 o'clock. We
Yes.
have to
so,
Yes.
go in
so
the temple.
Mataji, you will contact Prabhuji, or should I send the schedule to Prabhuji for the?
I send you his
How will we
number
go?
to you, Mataji. So, Prabhuji, Rupini Padma Mataji will add you in
Yes.
our broadcast list, and then you can
Yes.
choose the
Yes.
dates. 2
Sure.
dates.
And we
Sure.
just share all the dates, Prabhuji. You can just pick up one date, and then
Okay.
2 dates,
from
Mataji, 2 dates.
that day you join us. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mataji.
So can we all chant one time, 3 times Hari Bol for Prabhuji coming first time, and for agreeing to come on the call?
Yes.
Hari
Welcome,
Bol.
Prabhuji. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Bol. Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol.
Hare
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you all.
Hari Bol.
Granthra
Thank you so
Srimad
much, Prabhuji.
Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Jagat Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Vanchikalpatru.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tanam
Patitanam
Vaishnava.
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Namo Namaha.
Anandakoti Vaishnavendra ki jai. Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
His Grace Sudama Jivan Prabhuji ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
And Prabhuji,
Hare
Rupini
Krishna.
Padma Mataji is also from Japataka Swami Maharaj.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Great, nice to know, Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Hare
Mataji
Krishna.
is also one
Pranam.
of our, leading organizer in
No,
the
Prabhuji, I'm
conference
not leaving.
call, along with
I'm just
Jessica.
Krishna.
So I'm just
I'm just a servant of this call, Prabhuji. No leader.
Hare Krishna. We are all servants, Mataji. We are all servants, but somebody needs to take the role of a leader also.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
So
yes,
somebody,
yes.
and you have taken up that position. It's a wonderful opportunity. Yes, we are all here to serve. Whether a leader or a
Yes,
servant is serving only. But you are a leader servant.
yes,
We are
yes,
all
yes.
serving servants. Hare Krishna.
No,
Yeah.
That's
Prabhuji, other way
wonderful.
around.
Nice.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Your
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, your class
Hare.
was really self-explanatory. Like you mentioned about the service attitude, what it has to be. So it was really, as
Yeah.
another one more Mataji, Gita Mataji or Shita Mataji, someone said that, I really understood. So yeah, the class was really well delivered, Prabhuji. It was really
Thank you,
nice.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Understand so
Hare
many things.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.